Despite having a whole week to complete my challenge, I still had over 50 kilometers to do less than 24 hours before the deadline. Was my season over before it even began? Hello and welcome to Forfeit FPL, the channel where we convert fantasy points into real kilometers. Jumping straight into the team recap, this is my team for game week 1 of the brand new Premier League season. I decided to go against the template and choose Haaland over Salah this year. Liverpool have had an epic transfer window, so I just feel like their points are going to be shared. This is quite a contrast to City, where Haaland is the focal point of their team. Some of my key picks are Van Dijk, Wirtz and Raya between the sticks. I'm back in Arsenal and Liverpool to challenge for the title. I've really wanted some Crystal Palace coverage because they've been on fire recently. But of course, there's some Sunderland bias. This is the first time since I've played FPL that I can actually pick Sunderland players, so obviously they're going straight in the team. Up top, my Viking strike force. Haaland with the armband alongside fellow Scandinavian Victor Gyökeres. Two big, powerful forwards ready for battle. I am taking quite a big risk by going against the grain. My history in FPL isn't exactly legendary. I've got 2 seasons finishing around the 2 million mark, and then one where I finally broke into the top 500k. My best season was when I played quite boring, and I wasn't trying to be different for the sake of it. Going against the king of FPL to start the season is definitely risky, but it feels fun again. So how did it go? Well, quite good actually. 63 points. Raya pulled off a clean sheet and came with a 10-pointer. And then the highlight, Erling Haaland with a 26-point captaincy haul. A solid start of the season. But this is forfeit FPL. Points mean pain. 63 points means 63 kilometers, and this is where things started falling apart. The week got off to a really slow start. I had a fitness event at work on the Tuesday, so I had to keep things light beforehand. I had to stay fresh and injury free, so I only went for a couple of walks, but nothing significant to eat away at the distance. After the event though, I managed to run home from work. 7 kilometers in the bag. Nice. This run was a luxury I might not be able to do for much longer. It was after work and the weather was still so nice. In a few weeks' time, this will not be the case. By the time 5 o'clock rolls around, it's going to be pitch black and I won't be able to do this sort of thing after work. The route I take home from work is very dodgy. I don't want to be doing that in the dark. But here's the problem. After a much needed rest day and then birthday celebrations, all of a sudden Friday was upon us and I'd only done 11 kilometers. Bearing in mind the deadline was Saturday morning, I was running out of time and I still had over 50 kilometers left. So it gets to Friday evening and I jump on my bike and start eating away at the distance. But there's a disaster. My front brake was binding again. Fresh from a service, it felt like I was cycling through quicksand. I didn't want to try and repair it myself. Last time I tried that, I ended up disconnecting the brake completely. Luckily, fate stepped in. I went to a local bike shop, and while the staff couldn't help, a random cyclist inside fixed it for me on the spot for free. I offered money, but he declined. What an absolute legend. This trip did cost me time, so I only managed 15 kilometers that day, and this meant going into Saturday, deadline day, I had 40 kilometers left. The 11 o'clock deadline fast approaching, I knew I had to set an alarm for 7:30 and get up and go. This was my one last chance to get it done. I started cycling, the brake had been repaired, but even with this repair, the first 20 kilometers felt brutal. I was exhausted, I was struggling and honestly questioning if I could even finish. It got to the 20k point and I stopped, sat down, ate a breakfast bar and I just sat there thinking, there's no way I'm making this. But here's the twist. Turns out most of the last 10k was uphill. So when I turned around at the 20k point to go back home, my average speed shot up and the distance melted away, Suddenly I was flying towards the finish line. 40 kilometers later it was over. I'd somehow pulled it off. 63 kilometers complete and game week 1 survived. Was it pretty? Absolutely not. Was it successful? 100%. That is a massive distance to tick off for the first week. The season has officially begun. So there we go, a full week, family commitments, fitness events, even bike faults. So much drama and we are only 1 week in. I can't wait to see how the season unfolds. Thank you for watching Forfeit FPL, the channel where the real wins aren't a fantasy. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss the review of Game Week 2. See you next week.